spawning in the bottom left in the red. He is, for Storm Gaming, retired, but in the top 2 of his group. MaSa.
And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, representing Alpha X, it is the young lad, TriGGeR.
So as someone says, honor NA is 4 things: honor, skill, hard work, and salt. A whole hell of a lot of salt here. As MaSa, he's going to open up, I think, with an eBay block. At the very least, he's going to look to delay this Nexus as long as possible. And yeah, there's the probe there. So no eBay block. Folks, already I have lied to you this day. Don't worry, Chicken Man, he will never lie. Only me.
That's true. I've never told a lie in my entire life. Not even that one. And it looks like the SCV is going to get out of here. We should spot that Nexus, sees that that is what's coming up. And we get to see what kind of plans these players have in store for us. Is that reactor first?
It is not.
Oh, no, there's a
Marine
Marine. There's a cheeky Marine.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm
looking
like,
for a probe.
Reactor first. What's that? No. Not happening. Not this game. But we will see this is Marine into reactor here. And this means that MaSa, he's got the world is the build order list. The build order book is his oyster in this game. He can go 3 racks. He can go 1-1-1.
I don't know if I'd want a book that was an oyster, but we do have a second racks. That's 2/3 of the way to a 3 racks.
See, here's the thing, Chicken Man. We are on 2,000 atmospheres. 2,000 atmospheres is an underwater map. Therefore, oysters. Just saying here, because it's more than 1 racks. We have a second racks getting added on in. It's 3 racks play for MaSa. Also, I like how he's placing his barracks, because you're going to have to see the entirety of his base to know exactly what he's doing. I mean, yes, the single gas, the second barracks there, the lack of a command center off in this corner. Those all tell you that it's probably a 3rd racks, but you won't have 100% confirmation, at least not for a while. Ooh.
It certainly is a very interesting Sim City he's got going on. Adept getting pushed away. We do see a Stargate from TriGGeR. So that's kind of interesting. I feel like Stargate is... I'm a big fan of it against Terran, but it certainly is the lesser seen opening here. And it's straight into Phoenixes, not going for Oracle Harass or anything like that.
And this is a bit unfortunate for TriGGeR. I mean, when you have an opponent going for 3 racks, oh, look at this from MaSa. This is so great. He had those Marines out on the side. He's like, yeah, TriGGeR, don't be worried about it. But yeah, the Marines are going to pop on in now. That is 1 dead Adept. Second Adept will not go down here because, well, they're a little bit faster, but nice trap there on that single Adept. But yeah, I'm a little bit, I'm not going to say worried because we haven't seen too much of this game just yet, but Mass Phoenix or like 5 Phoenix play into whatever you want to go for against, 30 Marines with stim with combat shields. I don't know, Kev.
Yeah, it gets a little bit dicey. These 3 Rex pushes can be just a lot of power, and shield batteries, they're pretty good, but the Phoenix can only lift so much.
That, and even if they're lifting, they need to make sure they don't die as they lift, as another Adept is going to get targeted on down here. TriGGeR is unfortunately, he's just losing too much in this game. And you might say, wow, whatever. It's a couple Adepts early on. How much does it matter? Well, in a build where MaSa is going to look to move out in the next 45 seconds with stim with combat shields, you need every little bit of army that you can possibly build to make sure that you do not die to that, especially when it's a Phoenix opener, right? Yeah, if this was, I don't know, maybe a Colossus opener or something. I don't like, whatever. If this is a more ground-based focused opener, okay, fine, you lose an Adept. But when it's only going to be Phoenix here trying to keep this alive, this is TriGGeR. I'm not going to say he's dead, right? Because the build the attack hasn't happened yet. But the Phoenix are out on the map as well. This is going from bad to worse.
Problem. It looks like this 3rd base that is about to go down is going to take the brunt of this fire. He's going to get a chance to spot this first. Needs to get the cancel though. There it goes. And the Phoenix will have a chance to come back. A lot of this is just going to be how each player handles this. Now, MaSa has shown his hand. He's forced to cancel in the 3rd base. He might be feeling okay with that, but no, he's going to dive right on in. Super shield battery gets turned on. He's targeting it down, but the Phoenix are coming back. By the time that shield battery goes down, MaSa's army is going to be pretty much just all cleaned up. And that is exactly what TriGGeR needed to do to hold that. That was perfect. He got a scout on it early, canceled his 3rd base, but it worked out for him. And that overcharge, that was the way to go.
Yeah,
Turns
honestly,
out it's a pretty good ability.
not all that bad. I'm sitting there, I'm like, TriGGeR, he's lost a lot. I mean, comparative to how much he has, he's down an army supply. He's only got Phoenix there on the other side of the map. Like, this does not look good here for the LVX Protoss player. And he's like, well, actually, if I make them waste my DPS on a Nexus that I'm going to cancel anyways, and I pop a shield battery overcharge, if you heard that good thing, and they're actually going to try to fight my army. You fool, you fought my army instead of just killed my probes. Well, suddenly he's okay. He's down one worker, but he's got his third base underway. He's got a lot of, he's going up to
A lot
9
of Phoenix. Yeah, I was just going to comment on that because usually we see 5, 6 Phoenix in this matchup. And any more than that is a little bit strange. The fact that we're about to hit 9 is kind of crazy, but I honestly, I really like it. It gives you a lot more lifting power in fights. If you think 5 or 6 Phoenix, like what at most you can lift 5 or 6 Marines. But now if you're lifting 9 Marines, suddenly that's a ton of DPS gone. And if you lift something like a Marauder, you can actually kill it in a reasonable amount of time. 9 Phoenix one-shots a whole lot. Medevacs do not stay alive very long. And it makes the Viking counter to the Colossi, which are coming out, even harder to get into. He's still making Phoenixes.
Yeah, 9 Phoenix, 8-9 Phoenix was something that Stats started doing with a Phoenix Colossus opener, where he's like, look, I'm going to have, not only, right, can you kill Marauders quickly, can you lift up a lot of Marines, whatever. On top of that, well, okay, Phoenix one will go down there, nice job. On top of that, right, you have your Phoenix alive through multiple fights, right? You can get those lifts on the assumed tanks through multiple fights. And then that allows you to be a lot safer. That allows you to have just a much more stable position in the game. But you saw something that you're not all that happy with, it sounds like.
I was just chuckling. I love this from MaSa. What do you not expect when you're going Phoenix is a drop, and we have the scan at the 3rd. So he says, oh, he telegraphs he's attacking over here. The Phoenixes are cleaning up Marines. Oh yeah, they're getting stuff done. Where are they not? Over here defending this drop. Thermal Lance gonna get canceled. Oh my God, 5 seconds left on that. It is denied. And that means no range for these Colossi. The Marauders and Colossi are gonna have even range. Zealot's getting warped in without charge. The Phoenixes should be able to clean this up. That is the benefit of having this many, is a double drop gets absolutely cleaned up, but it has done a lot of damage. I will say, I feel like I expected it to kill more workers. That's the 2nd and 3rd one just now. So I feel like this could have done, okay, hold on. We're getting to 6. Maybe the probes went back a little too early.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, it's like, yeah, okay, it's not killing workers yet, but that's just because it killed arguably the most important piece of tech that TriGGeR had on the map right now, right? Stargate, he's done with building Phoenix for the most part. Whatever, but knocking down extended thermal lance and preventing any more Colossus from coming out, I mean, that is absolutely massive. There are a lot of Zealots in this game, and there is no Templar Archives. There is no charge. Yeah, there's no Twilight. There's no charge.
There's nothing. It's not even close. I don't know if TriGGeR forgot, or maybe he meant to warp into depths, but just kind of auto clip. Oh my God, those Widow Mines are huge. But it's even bigger. 3 Colossi, and there's just no answer for them. There's 1 Viking on the way out, and the Zealots, they may not be great here, but they are buffering a little bit for the Colossi. I say that as they go down to those Widow Mines, and the 3 Colossi are left on their own. Marauders being lifted by the remnants of those Phoenix. The War Prism saves 1, but a really great job there by MaSa to defend that. He loses a lot of SCVs, but he is back in the main base killing probes. And this is, I don't know if this is looking good for TriGGeR. He is down a lot of army supply.
Hey, you know what, Chicken Man? Men lie, women lie, even children lie, but there's one thing that does not lie. Do you know what it is? The soup. The soup does not lie.
This soup does not lie.
Exactly. TriGGeR's now down 50 supply in this game. He's down, and that's all in our, well, no, he's more than that. I'm sorry, because he's down 50 army supply and 20 workers. He's down like 70 supply here. This is
70 supply. It's insane. I mean, MaSa just needs to move across the map and take a good fight now. And I think killing that Robo Bay became so much more impactful now that the Colossi died. Three of those Colossi, one of them's living, and there's nothing else here. I mean, that's just way too much bio. So many Marauders in this composition for MaSa. GG gets called, and MaSa is going to take game number 1.
Yeah, I on the one hand, great game from there from MaSa. Absolutely, he did what he needed to do. He did some great mind games. You talked about the scan on the third base and then dropping in the main, stuff like that. On the flip side, I have seen TriGGeR play much better than that. I see him whenever I see him on small online cups. I see him play much better. So that I don't know whether that was I don't know whether that was nerves or what, but I think I expect more out of him. But I think that's what we're seeing here is kind of what we saw in the last season, where TriGGeR looks dynamite online. He looks very good in EPT cups. And then he gets on into this high leverage situation. And you got to remember, the guy's only 17 or 18. He is young.
Yeah.
He has not been playing StarCraft for all that long. There's a difference between hitting Grandmaster in a year and beating Party in an EPT cup and competing for thousands of dollars at the highest level of StarCraft, right? It is just a massively different scale.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we haven't really talked about what this looks like within the group just yet and how much pressure there kind of is on this game, on this series. But TriGGeR and MaSa are actually tied in terms of series score. MaSa's a little bit ahead map score wise, but it's very, very close right in the center of the pack here for these guys. And winning this or losing this could be the difference, and very likely will be the difference between making it through and not making it through. And that's a really high pressure situation to have right now, going into these next few matches. And like you said, TriGGeR, he's just not as familiar with that. MaSa has been around for years at this point, and I think he seems to do better the higher the pressure is.
Yeah, man, MaSa's such a weird player. Again, we did talk about this in the break. Apparently, we're just going to rehash our talking points. But MaSa, he goes away. He goes on walkabout. He goes on sabbatical, and then he comes back and beats Scarlet. And you're like, MaSa, what were you doing? And he's like, oh, I was living my life, and then I saw there was a big prize pool tournament in North America, so I decided to win it. Like, I wish I could do that. Anyways, you know what? Man of Chickens, game number 2 is here. Let's do that.
Yes, let's.
And in the upper left, in the red, he is up 1 game in this series for SciStorm Gaming, the returned victor, MaSa.
And his opponent, the young challenger trying to break through this DreamHack season. It is Alpha X's TriGGeR. So what do you think we're going to see out of this one?
I don't think we're going to see Phoenix play, although granted, TriGGeR did not look bad with his Phoenix play. His hold was immaculate early on. Yeah, his third was delayed, but whatever. You kind of expect to lose your third against something like that. It was an early warning system. He did a great job. And then he just kind of fell apart. And that sounds like it sounds a little harsh to say, but as much as I say that, you kind of give me a lead on in, because this was an 11 pylon here. We got double gas. There's
oh my god, MaSa scouts it immediately. Ooh. He just scouted that pylon. He knows exactly what he's up against, and that is a huge deal. What is he going to do here? What's the plan?
So there are a couple different ways to scout this. Look at this. He's looking for the second pylon. He's like, okay, I know there's something more here. Where is there? But there's not. We're going to see this. We're going to see a Stargate go down immediately. And yeah, you can see a Marine go, and he's going to drop a bunker here.
I love the bunker.
That is actually so surprising, right? Because there is a second. God. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm sorry. TriGGeR is going to lose this game.
Yeah, he didn't put down another pylon.
Exactly, that's the problem. He's got shield batteries underway, sure, but he's going to be able to kite the Zealot out with these 3 SCVs firing.
Can the shield batteries live long enough to keep that pylon alive?
Well,
that's actually the real question.
Yeah, but I mean, there's 3 Marines in a bunker.
Yeah, but there's shield batteries though. Nah, he's got the SCVs there.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a second pylon going down.
Oh, use the other shield battery. Use the other shield battery. Okay. All right. He's doing it.
But look at this. There's going to be no energy for the shield batteries, or there's going to be no energy.
I know. There's going to be four Marines out. This Void Reich might just have to go straight into the main.
Now, that is the other side of things, right? There's not going to be... Oh, I'm sorry. We have mag field accelerators underway. We're fine here. Okay, so the bunker goes down, and 4 Marines do go down, and there is always the worry here that MaSa has committed very hard to knocking down this rush really before it gets started. And he was unsuccessful in doing that, which means how many Marines? We have only 3 Marines on the map. And yes, there is a bunker here, and that's not the easiest thing to bust down, but once you get into 3 Void Rays, right, when you have those shield batteries, that's a little bit harder to do. And MaSa, of course, because behind this, he did lose some SCVs. He's not mining as much as he would be otherwise. And yeah, we have a Cyclone out, but I mean, it's going to be brushed away all the time. And as we hit this double Void Ray setup, especially as we hit the triple Void Ray setup, or not even, right? We're going to see Phoenix out here. I love this from TriGGeR, right? You understand that your opponent has Cyclones out, so you just lift the Cyclone. You say, yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know what? I do love that decision. I feel like it's not something I see that often, but it is, that's the thinking man's choice. And he does have to be careful about these lock-ons. He's not really that close to his shield batteries right now, and that one taking a lot of damage. But MaSa, again, it feels like he doesn't have too much up. That being said, Magfield is very close to being done, and that Tech Lab is not in a place that can be sniped easily by these Void Rays. MaSa's still in a pretty decent spot against this, but I feel like this is a much more comfortable spot for TriGGeR to be.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, man, he could have gotten that supply. Oh, no. He lifts it behind the range of the Void Rays. That's just a dead Phoenix.
That is very unfortunate. He got another Phoenix out, but with Magfield done, I mean, things just die so quickly to these Cyclones. And now with a Viking out as well, that can put that long distance, the range damage on. Oh, and there goes one Void Ray. I think MaSa might just have this one. This shield battery is out of energy. Another Phoenix falls down. And suddenly TriGGeR is very much on the back foot. MaSa, he's got a scout to see that there is no Nexus on the other side of the map. He's going to start pushing this position back. And it looks like TriGGeR wants to expand, but how does he hold a counter push here?
Yeah, that's the really what can he build out of his tech that really deals with this? I mean, yeah, double Magfield Cyclones, so maybe you build Adepts and they don't die as fast. Okay, well, Adepts don't fight this all that well. I mean, sure, maybe they fight Marines, but they don't fight the Cyclones all that well, even if they take less damage from them, and you can land some Vikings, and that's always going to be a problem. I mean, this army that MaSa is building, it's one that actually just deals with everything that MaSa or that TriGGeR can possibly build right now. And hey, you know what? The Terran player, he's supply blocked here. The Phoenix, they're going to try to, oh, you know what? One Cyclone does go down.
Yeah, Viking went down as well. TriGGeR's actually holding this position better than I expected, but 2 of those shield batteries are out of energy. And it's just the one Phoenix right now. That second Phoenix is very far away. I'm still very worried for TriGGeR here. He's got a base coming up back at home. I think he might need to just get a bunch of shield batteries up out front, but even with that, Magfield Accelerator Cyclones moving across the map is a terrifying thing.
Yeah, I guess the one thing that TriGGeR TriGGeR had going for him here is MaSa got pretty heavily supply blocked at 39 supply. So we didn't see the third Cyclone, we didn't see the third Viking come out all that quickly because, again, you know, he had to drop emergency supply, I believe, but also just build a couple more supply depots. And that was always going to be a problem, right? We didn't see the snowball ability that MaSa may have been looking for. And how many Phoenix? So we have 3 Phoenix, 1 Void Ray out on the map here. And where are the Stalkers warping on in as well? Because Warp Gate is done, and there are 2 gateways on the field. And this is one of the ways you can try to win a Proxy Stargate game, even if you haven't won the Proxy Stargate game, right? You transition into something, and in this case, Blink, that does actually very well against what your opponent has done. But I'm not convinced it is enough here. As now we're going to see everything get lifted. 1 Cyclone goes down. Ooh. Second Cyclone goes down. Tank's going to get lifted as well. And actually, the Stalkers are starting to crush through here.
This is working out very well for TriGGeR, but the Vikings land, and Vikings actually do really well against Stalkers, and that is something I think TriGGeR might not have been counting on. He's lost the Void Ray, one of the Phoenixes, and most of those Stalkers. He still does have some stuff, but that tank staying alive is such a big deal.
Yeah, 100%. And on top of that, I mean, well, wow, what is this upgrade called? Thank you. Combat shields. There we go. Is just about done. All right, that's right.
You forgot the name of it, just like every Terran forgets to build it.
It's not that bad, but I mean, it's plus 10 HP to these Marines that already your army can't really fight, so it's just gonna get even worse. I mean, I like the pickup. I like knock down as much reinforcements as you can, but well, this Stargate is gonna get targeted on down with extreme prejudice. One of the Vikings just died here, or excuse me, one of the Phoenix just died here, and yeah, TriGGeR, he's up. He's up 1 worker on his opponent. He will have Blink soon. He's got a robo underway, but as you were saying, as you've been asking for the last 5 minutes, how does TriGGeR hold this push?
Yeah, I mean, this is the really scary part. It got a little dicey for MaSa, but he never took too much damage in his main. You know what I mean? He wasn't losing workers. He lost one supply depot. He didn't lose add-ons or anything like that. Blink is done. One of the stalkers goes down anyways, though. And MaSa's pulling some of the boys with this. That's for repairs. He might be able to put down a bunker. And TriGGeR, he forces a slightly early siege up. But with 2 tanks here, MaSa can just leapfrog forward, and shield batteries only do well for so long. These tanks just completely outrange anything TriGGeR has. I think there's 1 Phoenix left over, and it's just going to be Stalkers. A Liberator comes in. Stalker's going to try to target that down. They will get it, but at the expense of all of those Stalkers. And TriGGeR is down at half the army supply of his opponent. He can use his shield battery overcharge. I think it might be time. There it goes. That's going to hold on for a little while, but the Marines and tanks just do too much damage. The Stalkers are dying anyways. And just the SCVs really going down right now. Still a tank shelling away at this. TriGGeR is in a lot of trouble here. That being said, there's no base for MaSa. All TriGGeR needs to do is not die. If he can manage that, he will win this game. But yeah, my God, that's a lot of Marines.
Yeah, I was like, you say he doesn't have to die as if this is something that is trivial, something that is attainable here. But, well, okay, we'll see a lift up on that back tank. But I'm just looking at the supply. It is plus 20 armor supply for MaSa. Stim's not even done. This is just a combat shield timing, which is really cool, by the way. And he's going to even be able to get on top of this mineral line as well. So TriGGeR, that one advantage that he had of, having an extra base, having extra probes, well, that's not there. That's not there anymore. That's all going to go down. The pylon is going to get targeted down here as well. So no shield batteries in the natural at all. Stalkers, they're just trying to hide away from this tank range, but you can only run so far so fast. And these Stalkers, they will go on down. They're trying to knock down the tank. They will be successful in that, but there are more here.